hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. Today I have bee tier tray DIYs for you using items from the Dollar Tree. We're going to be doing 2 different bee tier trays today, so hopefully you will get lots of crafting inspiration if you want to do this theme for your tier tray for either spring or summer. I think the bee theme works for both. So to start with, I'm just going to use some of this Dollar Tree brown rope. This is like the 9.5 foot. And one of those little plastic cloches from the Dollar Tree. I thought that was the perfect size for a little honey beehive on top of our little tier tray. And I think it's going to be the perfect size. So this is pretty easy to make. It's just going to be some hot glue and rope. And I just start right in the middle, hot gluing it to the center. Once you get it good and glued down, you can start wrapping it around. Now, since it's kind of like a curved shape, you kind of have to hot glue a little bit as you go. The tension's really not going to keep it on there. And so once I get like the very beginning started, I just cover like, 3 or 4 rows and with hot glue and just wrap them around before the hot glue sets up. And then we're just going to keep doing that, wrapping all the way down. Whenever you do a rope project like this, it's going to take a lot more rope than you think it's going to need. So let me show you about how far one package goes. And then you can just kind of start a new one. You're not really going to be able to see the transition too much, but we're going to make it look like a little honey beehive. So we'll be able to hide any of that too. And so we're just going to kind of start right there where we stopped. If you put a little bit of hot glue there, it's going to keep your edges from fraying and kind of tidy that all up. I thought we could just, I don't want to make it like a traditional bee skep, with like the handle on top. I just wanted that simple honey beehive shape there. And then we can decorate this with some little bees. So that looks good. I'm not going to use the bottom or anything. We're just going to use that part. Once I get it all on there, I always like to use a lighter to kind of burn off any of the fuzzies on there. Give it a little bit of a cleaner appearance. And once I get it cleaned up, I just kind of want like to make an opening on there. And the easiest way to do that I found on the rope is just use a little paint. So I'm just using some black acrylic paint and just going to paint a circle right here, kind of about halfway up so you can kind of see it from your tier tray. And then we're going to decorate this with bees. I have some of those little wooden bees from the Dollar Tree. I have found that I only bought like maybe a couple of bags of those this year. I really wish I would have stocked up because I have had a hard time trying to find any more. So I'm going to use every single one that I have left today. I wish I had more. They're so cute. They also have these like in the ladybugs as well. But I'm just going to attach them with hot glue, even though they do have sticker paper on there, just to make it a little bit sturdier. And maybe have a couple of them going in the hole and just kind of scatter them all over. They're super fun. They would probably be fairly easy to make with some half beads, but you're going to have to do some pretty good detail painting on those. So that is what it looks like with 4. I was thinking I probably need to use more, so I went and grabbed a couple more, and we're just going to add a few more to our little beehive. Maybe one right on top, and maybe one on the side. I kind of like them to be a little bit off-center there. And I think this is going to be a really great size for the top of our tier tray. Here is our little beehive. These are super easy to make and very cute. I've done like several versions of this. I've done like a large bee skep for my last bee tier tray, and then I've kind of done a smaller version with my bee coffee bar this year. So I wanted to do this tier tray because it's going to coordinate really well with my bee coffee bar. If you haven't seen that, I have a bee coffee bar and another bee DIY video where I did a lot of bee wall decor. Now check out, this is one of the new bee pieces that they have at the Dollar Tree. They have a ton of new bee pieces that they have just been getting in at my stores. But I thought we could take this and kind of make it look a little bit better. I'm just going to use a Target paint pen. This is yellow orange. And I'm going to kind of sketch that honeycomb pattern along the sides to kind of bring out that detail on that. It's kind of an unpainted like white ceramic finish on this. So I think it's kind of designed to be painted. They did do like a gold kind of stamp on the top of it. But I kind of wanted this to be yellow. I wanted to do like maybe like a softer yellow than what you would expect. I think this is called like sun bright yellow. And I just want to go all over that now, getting in between all the different little pieces of the honeycombs. And then before it dries, I'm just going to go in there with a wet wipe and kind of wipe off the excess paint, trying to get that yellow orange to kind of show through to give it a little bit more detail on the side. It didn't show through as much as I would like, but it was kind of a little bit of a subtle detail. And I think I am going to go ahead, and just leave it as a box like that with the ceramic top. The bee is super cute on there. And I kind of want to do a similar technique with that. It does have the gold stamping on there, but I do go in with my yellow orange and just kind of sketch out. It's a raised surface where the bee is, so it's pretty easy to color that in. And then I'm going to go over that with yellow as well. I thought about kind of making it two-tone with the white and the yellow, but I decided to make it all yellow. It's super cute. Just a little like trinket box. And wait till you see some of these items that I found at Dollar Tree. They are so cute. And the same thing, I am just going to wipe off the excess with a baby wipe, kind of revealing the gold finish. I found my yellow orange really didn't stand out too much on that, but more of the gold stamping that was on there kind of already did. But I'm just trying to remove as much yellow paint to let that shine through. I kind of want it to look like a mottled appearance, but I do want a little bit of yellow orange. So I do go back and add just a little bit more of that more orange color just to provide a little bit more contrast. And I think that looks pretty good. A little yellow honeycomb dish with a little golden bee on top. And I do like that color of like that gold stamping that's on there. We're going to use a lot of golds, a lot of yellows with these DIYs. But I think it turned out pretty cute and it was pretty easy to put together. The next DIY is this little Be Kind, Be Sweet, Be Humble wood box. It's one of those little light up boxes from the Dollar Tree. And I think these are new. I really liked this style. Some of them had some of the more like colorful bees and stuff on there, but I really kind of liked just the simple brown and white feel of this one. And I thought we could probably update it quickly with some color. So the easiest way to do that is just to use a paint pen. I'm using that same yellow orange color. And you know what? We're just going to kind of color this in a little bit. Like its body, its different stripes. I'm going to leave the wings like white and the legs and the head and everything like that is perfect. So just a very easy update on this, just adding a little color to each side. And this is a nice tall piece. I think it's going to be good on the top tier and it even lights up. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go ahead and make all of these little bee DIYs, and then I'm going to show you how we put our tier tray together and other DIYs and finds for the kitchen as well. So I think that was very easy to put together. I really like this one. What do you guys think about this little bee box? I think it's so cute. Now, the next one's going to be super easy. Check out these new little jars. So it's kind of like an orange clear glass, but it has this adorable little metal bee on there, and it's tied on with twine, which I kind of like. I think you could use this for like a candle holder or something like that. I am going to make it just into a small vase. I always like to have like a little flower display or some kind of greenery on my tier tray. It really makes it look nice, and I think, for like a spring, a summer feel, I think it's going to be perfect. So I just kind of updated the bow on there with the twine just to kind of clean it up a little bit, make it a little bit shorter. And then these are the flowers we're going to use. They're just called wildflowers from the Dollar Tree, and they're just the small yellow ones. And I think like one bunch of these is going to be perfect to fill that up. It kind of just reminds me of like a honey pot. It's got that feel. It's kind of got the color of honey that the jar is as well. And so we're just going to simply cut off the flowers on this arrangement. I'm not going to include any of the leaves. I'm just kind of taking the top parts off of these and just leaving the leaves on the stems. Now, I didn't really want something that was going to take away from the effect of the jar because it looks really cool, like floral foam or anything, but I kind of really needed this to stay together and kind of have some area where you could stand the plants up in there. So we're just going to use some Dollar Tree white sand. It's not going to take away from the design, but it kind of gives me something to hold these flowers in so they kind of won't be falling all over the place. So I'm just making sure they're all pushed down inside. It kind of gives you the stability of some floral foam, but you're not really going to have to see that in there. You're going to see that cool pattern on the side. So just a quick, easy tier tray DIY. And check out that adorable little honeybee charm on there. I was blown away by how many new bee items they have. He's so cute. And this is how it turned out. Okay, our next one. This is a stepping stone. Now, these are not very large. They have a couple different ones. There is this one that's bee kind, and then there's a girl gnome one as well. I think this one was a little bit cuter, so I picked this one up. Now, the colors are kind of rough on it. You know, it is a stepping stone, but it's not really large enough to use as a stepping stone. I think it's more suited to a tier tray size. So we're just going to update the color here using that same sun bright yellow for his little hat. And the gnome body. I like the stamped concrete look, but I thought the colors on this were a little bit too distressed. And we could kind of use the same color that we've been using on the tier tray. I'm also going to update his little beard, make it look more white. Basically, any of the colors that I can get to on him pretty easily here. And it is stamped in there, so it kind of makes it easy to paint. Also, I thought maybe a very soft pink on his little nose to clean that up as well. Now, there is like a little bee on there, and so I do touch that up a little bit with just a black paint pen, trying to give it like maybe some stripes. Not real detailed. And then I thought, you know, he kind of needs like some bee stripes on his hat to kind of give him more of a bee look. He is holding like a little bee skep, but I thought stripes would make it look like, you know, kind of like that gnome we did on our last bee tier tray where we made the bee gnome. He had a nice bee striped hat, and it totally gives you that bee vibe. So they had the little lines stamped on there. So I just went in there with a paint pen and just drew over the lines. Then I'm going to go back and fill that in to give you some bee stripes up here. I think that gave him a lot more character, made him super cute. I'm also going to go in and do like the brim of the hat and paint it the black color as well. Now, I thought it looked a little choppy. You know, you can kind of get that with a paint pen. So I do go back and kind of go over it with just some black acrylic and a small brush just to make him look even better, touch him up a little bit. And I think he turned out so cute. And you know what? He was just the perfect size to use on a tier tray. I also picked up some of these like in the starfish and seashell and stuff like that. I'll probably be using for a beach tier tray as well because I think they're much better suited to that. He kind of does stand on his side. He kind of wants to kind of lean to one side a little bit there with the flat part of the bottom on there, but I think it is super cute. And I think I can just lean him up against, like, you know, the pole in the middle of the tier tray, and he'll stand up on his own. Now, the next is a dollar spot find. This was from Target Dollar Spot. This beautiful little metallic gold bee, it was $5, which a little bit more than I would like to spend on this, but I think it was so pretty, and it was kind of one of my inspiration pieces for the whole tier tray, I want to kind of use this gold in some of the DIYs today. So we're not going to really do anything to him. We're just going to display him as is. Isn't he pretty? So that was from the Target dollar spot. Now we're going to do a candle DIY. Now these candles are from the Dollar Tree. They look like honeycomb. They're so cute. They're like just the right color, and they have that great like honeycomb pattern all over. I thought we could do just a very simple rustic little base for the candle using one of these wood slices from the Dollar Tree. I thought I could combine like the wood slice and then some of, you know, the little wood slice sticks that they have at the Crafter Square. If I can find like 3 of them that are relatively flat and about the same size, we can make a simple little stand for this. Since we've already got like the honeycomb and the candle, I'm not really going to do much of a bee theme with the candle holder, but I think I just kind of wanted it to look rustic, and I think that's going to look really good together. So those 3 look good. So just 3 of them for 3 little legs, and then we're just going to attach those on here with hot glue. And I love these little the wood slices from the Dollar Tree. I used to always have to pick those up at Dollar General, and you get 2 of those for $1.25. And check out this cute little candle holder. I love it. And we're just going to attach it with a little hot glue so it doesn't kind of like fall off all over the place. Maybe around the rim might work a little bit better. And you know, if I had any extra of those little wood bees, I might add some to that as well, but I think it's really cute on its own. Our little honeycomb candle with a little DIY candle stand. Have you guys seen those candles? I don't remember seeing those like last year or the year before. I think they're so cute. They're perfect for a bee tier tray. I love the color on that one. Okay, y'all, this is my favorite Dollar Tree find, like probably ever. How cute is this little bird cage with the bees all over it? Can you believe this was only $1.25? Y'all are always asking me if I'm getting this at like Dollar Tree Plus or something like that, but we do not have those stores yet here in Florida where I live, and this was just $1.25. It's got like a little tab on there. It even opens and everything. The only thing I wasn't super crazy about is the colors, the black and like the brass color. So I thought we could use that little bee from the Target dollar spot as inspiration and paint this like a metallic gold. So I did have some metallic gold spray paint, and I think that's going to be a really easy item to paint. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to grab the little bird cage and the spray paint, go outside and give it a quick spray, and look how pretty it turned out. I think it looks even better now, and I just really love it. Now, I don't really want to put like bees or anything like that inside, so I thought it would be really cute to kind of like use it as a display for like some greenery or something like that inside. So I think that's what we're going to do. So we can open it up to make it a little bit easier, but you can kind of just feed in from the side. And this is some new greenery that I found at the Dollar Tree. It says eucalyptus stem. Kind of has that like appearance of a boxwood, but very high quality greenery. Now, some of these kind of just pop off like that. And I think we're going to need most of this, probably all of it, to fill it all the way up. Now, some of it I still do kind of have to cut, and they do have a wire in there, so you're just going to have to either cut through that or kind of bend it to break them off. But if I can have like a bigger piece like that where more of the pieces stay together, I think that's going to work really well. I don't want like a long stem sticking out, so I do make sure that I kind of try to tidy it up a little bit. And kind of give me a starter piece glued down there. I am going to go in and just kind of cut all these apart. I've got another nice bunch here, and I think this looks really pretty in there. It's kind of subtle. It's not going to give you like a really loud piece like if you were to do like a yellow flower or something like that. But I think it coordinates with like the metallic gold really well. And I love this bird cage. I found a lot of this new bee DIY stuff at one of my larger Dollar Trees the other day. That big one used to be a Walgreens, and this was the first thing I found when I came in the store. How cute is this? I think the gold metallic paint just makes it look so much better. And I think it looks really cute with all the greenery inside. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments below, have you guys seen this yet? I cannot believe it was $1.25. It's a really nice size as well. Okay, next DIY. I thought we would take one of these little like hexagon shapes, little wood chunky signs, and some honeycomb burlap from the Dollar Tree. We could do a cute little sign. This shape sign is like just the right size for a tier tray, and it's nice and chunky. And we're just going to stain all the sides of this with some antique wax by Waverly. And, you know, it is on a tier tray, and so I'm also going to stain like the back of it as well, just in case you can see it from the other side. So I'm just going to remove the label on the back, give it a quick stain. Now on the front side of it, we are going to use the burlap, and this is really cute. It's one of their new bee designs. It is the honeycomb, and I thought it would be perfect for this shape. So we're just going to cut off a piece of this, and we can cover the front of that sign. Just a fun texture and a really easy sign. So I'm just going to use a Sharpie to kind of draw on the back of it so I'll know exactly where to cut that out. And just cut inside the lines. I'm just going to Mod Podge that on. This is not a real intricate shape, so I don't think we'll have much trouble with fraying with that, but I just put down a nice thick layer of Mod Podge all over the front of the sign and just lay the burlap on there. Isn't that cute? And you know, they have like the honeycomb fabric and stuff like that, but I think the burlap is even cuter. So once I get it on there, I do go over the top of it with some more Mod Podge, sealing it down because, you know, the Mod Podge doesn't necessarily want to stick to the wood. You're definitely going to have to go over the top as well. I do clear up any of the fraying on the sides just by trimming that up and giving it a good dry. Now, I thought the cutest thing would be to use some more of these little wood bees, and these are my last two. But I thought they would be the perfect decoration to finish off this little honeycomb. And it doesn't really matter where you put them. I'm just going to kind of scatter them, one here and one here. And I'm not going to add a word or anything to it. I think it is perfect as is. I love the texture of the burlap on there. And the stained wood sides look really cute as well. Aren't those bees cute? Were you able to find the little wood bees at your store? I really wanted more, and I have been to every single store, and I have not been able to find any more of these. They're so cute. But this is our little honeycomb sign DIY. Now check out these. They have some really cute bee signs, and this one is the Be Kind one. It is almost perfect. The only thing I'm not super crazy about on this one is that the edges are kind of like an unfinished wood. And so I thought we could kind of cover that up with some of that honeycomb fabric from the Dollar Tree. I love this, and the colors look great together. I thought we could just kind of make a strip of fabric with that. I kind of want to get some straight cutting lines here too. So I'm just going to use my cutting mat and like my little Fisker roller to kind of give me a straight line here so we can kind of make a ribbon. Now, they have like more than one kind of this honeycomb fabric at the Dollar Tree. The other one is like a little bit brighter and like it's a little bit larger, the print on there as well. And they also sell that in a strip already, so you might be able to find that as well. Once I get a straight line, I'm going to kind of just see how big I need this to be. And basically, I'm just going to cut enough of this where it will cover, you know, the two sides and the top. There's really no need to cover the bottom of this one, but it's just going to give a fun little detail to an already really cute sign. They also have like a white sign like this that says "Be Humble." And I used that on my coffee bar. I did a bee coffee bar this year and it turned out super cute as well. So you'll have to check that one out too. And I thought about I had another one of those. I thought about using it for this tier tray as well, but I really kind of liked the yellow feel of this one. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge and just glue that all around the edges. Just a quick way to kind of, disguise that cheaper looking wood around the sides because the front of it is just perfect. There's no glitter or anything. I think the colors are perfect. I just wanted to do a quick little frame. Just, a way that you can take a Dollar Tree item and just make it a little bit better. Isn't that design so cute? And it's like a slatted wood on the front as well. It's not like a faux slatted, it's actually slatted. And I'm just going over the top of all sides with a little bit more Mod Podge to make sure everything is secure and trimming up any loose strings. And this is how it turned out. Isn't it cute? Here is our little bee kind. And I'm trying to use, this is kind of one of the yellows I'm trying to use a lot on these DIYs. I think it's so cute. And I think it looks great with that little honeycomb border. Okay, next DIY. This is another new find, I think. I've never seen this before at Dollar Tree. It is a little gold honeycomb candle holder. Now, it is already metallic gold, but it's kind of a different shade of gold than what we used on the bee and the birdcage and stuff like that. So I'm going to take it outside and give it a spray of spray paint as well. And look how it kind of changed the vibe of it. I really think it looks way more high end. So I'm just going to pop a Dollar Tree tea light in there. And I think this is so cute. I love how I had this and the little bee from the Target dollar spot, just for some gold accents. And I think this is so cute. I'm using a real candle in there, but you could do battery operated or even a votive candle. It's all basically going to fit. And a new bee DIY item. Look at this. This is one of those little wax warmers with that gold stamp bee on there. And it is white as well. So I thought we could do something similar to what we did to the little trinket box. So we're going to go in there with that sun bright yellow and a brush, and we're going to kind of go all over. I'm not really going to use this as a wax warmer. I thought instead we could kind of make this look like a honey pot. So I thought this was going to be just perfect. So using a brush so I can kind of get in all of the ridges there. You also have some of the little hole cutouts in the side as well. And then kind of wiping off the excess so that gold stamp kind of shows through on our bee like we did before. I get it all painted. I'm also going to go over the top of it with the yellow as well. But my plan is to try to fill that in with some faux honey. I know that a lot of people do the faux honey with the orange or brown tinted glue sticks, which I don't really have any of those. So I'm going to show you how I was able to kind of still make that work without those. So I'm just going to go in and just kind of start filling it up with hot glue. Now, there is a little bit of a reservoir there to, store the wax melt. So it does take quite a bit of hot glue to get this filled up. But every now and then, I'm just kind of pulling it out so it will kind of drip along the sides to kind of make it look like honey dripping over the sides of the honey pot. Now, when you're trying to get a thick layer of the glue like that, you're going to have to kind of let it set a little bit between coats to kind of let it dry up a little bit, but then you can go in and kind of fill it up a little bit more. So I'm trying to do the edges, and then I'm going to go in and fill it up with more hot glue and doing more little honey drips as I go around. And it's not going to be overflowing or anything like that. I just kind of want it to make it look as full as I can. I think that looks pretty good. So what I do is I kind of walk away from it just for a few minutes to let that start setting up If you want to speed that up a little bit, you could always pop it in the fridge. It's going to make that dry. And then I thought we would just use like some gold metallic paint. This is the gold metallic paint from Dollar General. It's super inexpensive. And I'm just using a brush and going over and painting the hot glue to give it that honey color. So we're going to have that gold accent, but we're also going to have like that gold honey color against the yellow honey pot. And it did take a couple coats of this to kind of get it more of a bold color where you could really see it. I really don't want that translucence of the hot glue, but I'm using a tiny brush so I can kind of go around the edges and get those little drops that we went around the edges too. And I will have to touch it up a little bit with some yellow paint because it's kind of hard to kind of stick with just one color there when it's kind of leaking around the edges. And isn't that a cute little honey pot? This was so easy to DIY, and it was really fun to kind of do some faux honey on top. So once I get it all touched up, I think that looks pretty good. I think I have like the right amount of paint on there. And then, you know, you're supposed to put like a candle inside. And so I am going to put a candle inside, but again, we're not going to be using this like as a wax warmer. It's just going to be kind of for decor. Isn't it cute? I love it with the little gold stamp bee on the front as well. And here's our little yellow honey pot. It does kind of have like a little dotted flying pattern on there as well, which is super cute. And I love the little honey. That's my favorite part. Okay, I wanted to do something fun for the top of the tier tray, and I just sometimes like to add a large piece, so I thought one of these little metal yardsticks from the Dollar Tree would be perfect. It's got a great size bee on there. The only challenge is trying to get this stake off there without mutilating it so much. So I'm trying to rock it back and forth. I notice it's really connected 2 points. And it does kind of rip a little bit of a hole in it by the time I could get it off, which was not ideal, but you know what? We're gonna work with it. I am gonna need to tie it to the tier tray as well, so I can always cover that up with twine. Now, the wings are like kind of a bright rainbow effect, and I want to tone them down a little bit, so I just use some of that gold acrylic. It's okay if some of the colors shine through, but I just didn't want it to be quite so bright. And then I'm just going to take some Dollar Tree twine and kind of wrap that around the body portion. I do want to kind of pull it down a little bit to kind of cover up a little hole boo-boo that we have right here in the middle. And that's going to serve 2 purposes: to cover that up and also tie it to the top of my tier tray. The tier tray we're decorating today is my wood 2-tier tray, and it's kind of got like an oval ring at the top. So I think we can just tie that up there, kind of make it look like he's flying away. And the other side is black, so I think that'll be super cute as well. And this is how he looks. I just kind of tied him to one side. The legs are kind of bendable as well if you need to work yours around whatever kind of tier tray you have, but I think he looks really cute right on top. What do you think? Okay, next DIY. I love to do like a mini pennant banner, and I found some great bee burlap fabric at the Dollar Tree. So I just took some twine. I kind of measured exactly how long I need that to go all the way around and gave myself some extra space. So kind of marking where I'm going to be tying that together. And then check out this burlap. They have these bees with the yellow and black. They also had like just a black print bee without the yellow. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Now, I want to make like little pennant triangles with these. And you know, the bee kind of naturally already has that shape, but I want to do a mini pennant banner. So I'm definitely only going to be able to fit one in a little triangular piece, but you know what? I think we can make it work. So I just kind of start cutting it around the bee. I cut it flat at the top and then kind of cut it down into a point like a little burlap pennant. Isn't that cute? It's okay if it frays a little bit. I kind of want that rustic look for this little mini pennant banner. And what we're going to do is we're going to hang this around the top tier of my tier tray. And this is going to be one of the finishing pieces for the tier tray. I have this and a couple other items left to do, and then we're going to move on to some more bee DIYs. You guys seem to really love the bee DIYs, so I thought I would make another large bee video. I've had two this year. I had like a lot of bee wall decor and then my bee coffee bar, and they were so much fun. So I think this is going to finish off like my kitchen area, because this is going to go so great. It's like in the same room as my coffee bar. So that's what four of them look like. You do kind of have to waste a little bit of the fabric to be able to get like that right triangular shape on your bee, and then not like you kind of mess up the bees to the side of it. So I'm just kind of working up and down. And I don't really know at this point how many I'm going to need, but I'm just going to cut like just probably about 8 of them. And they don't have to be perfect. And, you know, a couple of them were a little bit bent, but I think that's gonna be okay. So I did a total of 8, and then I thought we could start kind of spacing these out. From where I'm going to tie, I'm going to just kind of start putting pieces maybe about 2 inches in. And I don't want these to be super close to each other. So I was thinking about 4 inches in between each one. And as you can see, I am just hot gluing that directly onto my twine. Super easy, but also, you know, you're not going to be able to move it around side to side to even it out. So it is kind of important to measure each piece so you can get a relatively good fit. And we're just going to keep working along. This turned out so cute. I wanted to do like a different treatment kind of for the top and the bottom tier of this tier tray. And I had so much fun putting this together. And I'll take you through all the steps as well, because we're totally going to be staging that too. Whenever you're just gluing directly on there with your hot glue, you're going to have a little bit of mess. So I always clean that up really easily with my heat gun. And I ended up only using 6 of them. I guess I spaced them out a little further than I thought. But this is what I did. I just tied them around the tier. And I actually tried to make it where some of them were like a little higher than the others, all the way around the tier tray, and just a fun, cute little bee detail. This is the wood tier tray that we're DIYing today. Now, this is honeycomb satin ribbon, also from the Dollar Tree, a nice wide ribbon. And we're also going to use that. This is what we're going to use here along the bottom tier. Basically, I just cut a long enough piece to overlap slightly and kind of hot glued that to itself, tight enough where it would kind of stay on. And I think that's going to be another fun touch to this tier tray. Now, we are going to stage this tier tray where I'm going to take you through and show you how I put it all together. And I always like to have a little filler for my tier trays to make them look nice and full. So we're actually going to use some of the lamb's ear from Dollar Tree. I think this is so beautiful, and I'm so happy that I can find this at Dollar Tree now. So I just cut it into a couple different sprigs that we can use to put this together. Hey guys, if you're enjoying today's video, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And let's get started on the bee tier tray. So I tied that little yardstick to the top. Like he's kind of flying. Here is our little DIY burlap pennant banner with the little bees on there as well, with the little honeycomb ribbon on the bottom. And we can start staging this. So here is our little DIY rope beehive covered in our little wood bees. We had that little honeycomb trinket dish. I think that's going to work well on top. I kind of want to balance it out, maybe a taller piece on each side. So here is that little light up Be Kind, Be Sweet, Be Humble box, and that little honey pot with a little bee charm that we filled with yellow flowers. And then we were going to use that lamb's ear as filler. I think it's a nice touch. It's kind of like a soft green, so it's not going to compete too much with the yellows. And onto the bottom tier. We have a little bit more room to work with down here, and we can start decorating it. Here is that little Be Kind stepping stone that we repainted. I think it looks super cute with a little bee stripe hat. And he's a nice background piece. And then that little gold bee that we got at the Target dollar spot, I was afraid you weren't going to be able to see it. So I'm going to kind of prop him up a little bit on some of that lamb's ear, so you can kind of see him a little bit better. And over to the side here is that little honeycomb candle where we made the little candle holder. It's so rustic and cute. Just a nice, subtle little bee touch. And my favorite piece, the little bee birdcage. I still can't believe that was only $1.25. It is so cute. And it looks great with the greenery inside. What do you guys think? Here is that little burlap honeycomb sign that we made with the little bees on front as well. And we still have a little bit of room here, that Be Kind. This is a nice size for a tier tray. It fits nicely. It's got like a really good height. You can kind of layer it behind pieces like that for a fun background. And you could put some smaller pieces in front of it, like this little honeycomb candle holder as well. And just kind of move it around, make it all fit. And just a few more spaces left. We have our little honey pot that we made with the wax warmer with like the fake honey like dripping over the side. I will have to get some of those colored hot glue sticks because that would make that even easier. I've seen people use it, and then I don't know why I've never picked any of those up, but that would be good as well. And then we're just going to start filling in any of the areas that kind of need something with some more of that lamb's ear. And just kind of putting it wherever I think it's needed. I really love these newer bee items they have at the Dollar Tree. I think they're so cute. And hopefully you got lots of fun DIY ideas with this bee tier tray. But don't go anywhere. I have another bee tier tray for you as well. But first, I will give you a little sneak peek here. We will have the final reveal later in the video, but I did want to give you a little sneak peek of how it turned out before we get started on the next bee tier tray, which is actually one of my first videos I ever did here on YouTube. And it is for my 3-tier galvanized metal tier tray. But let me give you a little look around first, and then we can get started with that one as well. But I think this one turned out really sweet. What do you think? Hey guys, I wanted to also take a quick moment out of today's video and let you know about my private Facebook group. I have it linked below. You can come join us and share what you've been DIYing. I'm also really active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and my handle is Crafty Beach on YouTube. And I would love to see you on any and all of those. And we're gonna start off with a bee skep. I'm gonna use one of these little metal buckets from the Dollar Tree and Dollar Tree rope to make a bee skep. Now, I just did like a bee skep in my honeybee coffee bar video. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. YouTube's doing weird things with that video. And I don't think it's really recommending it very much. It kind of blew up on Google, kind of weird. But this is another version of it. This is gonna be a bigger version of a bee skep. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut just a little strip of Dollar Tree rope. This is the skinnier brown rope, and to make a little handle for the top. Now, for my bee skep on my coffee bar video, I just used Dollar Tree foam to get me started. But this one's going to be a larger one, and I kind of liked the shape of this upside down was going to kind of be perfect for a bee skep. And what I want is just a large bee skep for the top of my tier tray to go over the pole on the top. That's why it needs to be kind of really big. So I just hot glue the little handle to the top to begin with, and then we can start making a bee skep. A bee skep is, a lot of people call them like beehives, but they're actually called like bee skeps, S-K-E-P. And it's something that used to be used for beekeeping. It's not normally used for those anymore, but it's a traditional thing you're going to see with bee decor. It's super pretty. And so I'm just going to use that metal bucket for reference, and we're just going to start hot gluing around and around with the rope and build the bee skep. Couldn't be any easier. And this is a pretty little bucket that I'm covering up. Doesn't matter, any kind of those. I always try to pick those up. I think I have like one of those in like every color. I use them a lot for tier trays because they're the perfect size. You can fill them with flowers or whatnot. So when you start one and stop one, just be kind of mindful to try to get them as close as a seam as you can, so it's not that noticeable. And then I'm just going to keep going around to the top. Once I get to the top, I'm going to kind of glue it to the rope below it, kind of moving in a little bit every single time until there's no more room on top and it left like that handle, like peeking out of the top of the skep. Now, when I got to this point, I kind of thought I was done. And so I'm going to go ahead and burn the fuzzies off with a lighter and such. And then I tried a couple different things to make like the little hole for the top. I tried like round black vinyl. And then I looked, a lot of bee skeps actually have like a little slit instead of a circle. So we're going to kind of make this one an accurate one. I actually painted a black circle on the one on my bee coffee bar. You could do either option, but I used vinyl, but you could totally use paint as well. Super easy. That's when I went and measured it, and it was not tall enough to fit on the pole in the center of my tier tray. So I have to keep building. So no big deal. I'm just going to start on the bottom with some more Dollar Tree rope and just gluing it to itself. I can keep going even though I don't have like a bucket to glue it to at that point, just to make it taller. So I definitely did have to add a few inches to mine. So we're going to have a nice big bee skep for the top of the tier tray, but this is going to be kind of a central point of this tier tray. A lot of focus is going to be on this, so it's going to be a nice big statement piece for the top. So again, I'm just going to burn off any fuzzies on there, kind of cleans up any rope projects, and try to make sure that it's keeping that cool like shape. The only trouble I had was trying to keep it the right width there at the bottom because it didn't really have like, you know, anything inside to give it structure, but I think we've got it. So there's our little bee skep right on the center of our tier tray. Covers the pole, gives us a nice big statement piece for on top. Now I wanted to decorate that with a wood bead garland, and so I am using some wood beads that I got on Amazon. These are the larger ones. You could use whatever you have though. And I'm gonna paint mine yellow and black and kind of mix that in with some natural wood and do a fun little bee wood bead garland. These things can be a little challenging to paint. I'm actually using, this is one of those like hot dog sticks they have in the summer at Dollar Tree. It was the perfect width to hold these beads in place, allowing me to paint and dry them. So I'm going to do another set. These are going to be black to kind of go with that bee theme. Again, putting them on like the large skewer and just painting them and drying them. I've seen so many techniques for how to do this. Here lately, you can find them already painted in the smaller sizes at Dollar Tree, which is a nice, huge time saver. So we have yellow ones, we have black ones. I even picked up a little tassel from the graduation section to make an easy little black tassel, but you could totally make your own. They're super easy to make. But I found this and I thought, why not? I have a perfect black little tassel. I just have to kind of take it apart first. Now for the end of my would-be garland, I always like to do something fun, and so I picked up a little honey dipper. I got a package of these on Amazon. I will post a link below to my Amazon shop where you can pick one of these up, but how cute are these little honey dippers? So I just tied it onto that, and I'm going to go around a few times just to make it a little bit more secure, and then cut off the twine, and we can start stringing our wood bead garland. I like to use a large needle if I can. That way I can tie things off a little bit easier, and it's easy to string. So I'm just going to use a combination of sizes and colors by using like some of the smaller like wood bead ones mixed with black, and then my yellow ones kind of to make a colorful one, but I didn't really have to paint all of them. And then for the tassel at the end, again, we're going to use like a little graduation tassel, just stringing that through the center and tying that off. It did have like the little metal piece that, you know, there is like on a tassel, but that's okay. We can cover that up with twine, kind of make it go more with my vibe. So I just tie some twine on that and wrap that around, and we have an easy tassel. But you could always make that with twine, or if you had some black yarn or something like that, they're super easy to put together. And we have this great bee-themed wood bead garland. I'm going to use mine to decorate the top of my tier tray where we made that great bee skep. So I thought we can kind of have it like dangle down it and kind of around it so you can see how cute it is. So I'm going to kind of string it through the handle of the bee skep and then kind of swirl it around it just for some added color and fun to the top. Okay, our next DIY is going to be bees. I picked up 2 of the toy bees from the Dollar Tree in the toy department, and they look kind of cheap. So we're going to give it a Crafty Beach makeover. I just had some yellow acrylic paint, and I'm kind of getting rid of that orange color that they were before, kind of painting all over with this lighter yellow color. I want these bees to look like real bees and like something that like you would have bought decorative to decorate a tier tray and not like a toy if we can. So that is my plan here. So I go all over with that light yellow color. Gives me a really nice hand-painted texture. We're going to do the same thing here with Honeybee and number 2. And I actually used my son for reference on this one. I'm like, can you show me exactly what a bee looks like? Because I want these things to look accurate. So we got them both painted yellow. First step. You can kind of still see the stripes through it, but that's okay because that's going to give me reference for when I go in here and draw them back on. I'm just using a black paint pen and drawing the stripes back on with like maybe a little stinger at the end. Just adding the paint to that cheap Dollar Tree toy definitely made it look a lot better. Now I'm using Antique Wax by Waverly for these little sections of its body to kind of give it that mottled brown like fuzziness that you would see on a honeybee's body. And I'm going to do that on those like first 2 like body sections. And that gave it a lot of like character for sure. Then I decided that I probably needed my stripes to go all the way around. So I just flip it over and use my black paint pen and continue those stripes all around the little bottom of my honeybee. We're going to do the same thing on the other one using the Antique Wax by Waverly, speckling that on for the first 2 body parts. And then using my black paint pen to draw on eyes for both of them. And then this one still needs stripes painted back on it. And then I kind of do it solid at the end to kind of make it look like a honeybee tail. Super fun. A lot of detail went into these, but they just turned out so fun and stunning. I'm also using Antique Wax by Waverly to stain the wings to give them that like kind of brown color. And that's how they turned out. I love the look of these bees. I'm going to kind of put them on the top. They have little legs, so I kind of attach one to the top of the bee skep like that. And then I'll just kind of stand the other one up down here. But I think they turned out great. Okay, our next bee DIY, super easy, is just like a little hanging bell, I guess, or wind chime. I picked this one up at, I think, Dollar General instead of Dollar Tree, but I think they have them at both. And I'm just removing the chain all over. He's super cute. A lot of times these items aren't painted too well. So I'm going to kind of touch it up a little bit. I also wanted to cover up the hole that we made in the wing. So I just used like a little bit of white vinyl on that. And then the wings were kind of blue, so I'm just going to kind of paint them white as well. Then I got to looking at him and I'm like, his paint probably could use a little bit of a makeover. So I am going to touch him up a little bit just to make him look good. I think he's going to be really cute at the top tier as well. I had a little bit of room left there for a honeybee, kind of on the other side of where we just placed our other honeybees. So there he is, our little metal honeybee. And he's going to provide a little fun back here to the back side of the skep, kind of peeking out over the side of the tier tray. Okay, I think that's looking really cute. We can move on to another DIY. I got this little pot from the Dollar Tree. It's just like a clear glass pot. And I thought we could make this look like a honey pot with one of those little honey dippers that, again, I got on Amazon. So I am just trying to get the sticker off the bottom. Was the most challenging part of this project. But basically, I want to fill it with something that looks like honey, and I had some Goo Gone sitting here, and it's like orange oil, and it looks like honey. It smells good, so that's what I'm going to use. But if you have any children in your house, I would advise maybe doing something else. You could color water or whatever. I'm sure you could find something a little bit safer than that, but that's what I used because that's what I had. And I kind of need a few risers. This tier tray has like sides. Sometimes it is kind of hard to see things if they don't sit up tall enough. So I'm just going to use some of these little wood circles from the Dollar Tree. I am going to paint mine gray to kind of match in with the galvanized metal of my galvanized metal tray, so that you don't really see them. And I think that little honey pot's gonna need one of these. And I'm gonna go ahead and paint another one in case I need it. Just a quick, easy little riser. You can use whatever you have for that, but always remember to elevate enough so you can see things. Here is my little honey dipper filled with orange oil. And then I'm going to put that little gray block that we painted down first so that you can see it a little bit better. And it's not hidden by the sides of the tier tray. So we're getting started here on the second tier of our little bee tier tray. I wanted to make a really cute little sign for my tier tray. So I found this little like white ceramic sign from the Dollar Tree. And I thought we could make, like a cute, simple bee sign just using one of these little wall stickers from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut like the little bee off the top. I thought that would be the perfect size to go on this little sign. Just something really simple. And I love that these are blank and they're just waiting for personalization. And I think a little picture of a bee is perfect. Again, I was a little worried the stand on it's not real tall, that you weren't going to be able to see it over the sides of my tier tray, which is one thing I don't really like about that tier tray is that it does kind of have some tall sides. So I'm just going to take a couple of those Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree and glue them together and just kind of make a little stand for this one. Another option where if you need to raise stuff up. But something super easy. Kind of extend the sign a little bit, and then to kind of make it like a match with it, I thought I would just paint it white. So I just paint the little stand white, and that's basically all there is to this DIY. It was super easy to put together and just a sweet, cute little bee sign for our tier tray. There it is, and there it is on the tray. Okay, let's get going with another DIY. I got this little vase at the Dollar Tree. It has little blue spots all over it, and so I am just using fingernail polish remover and working my way all the way around, and it took off all of those little blue dots, which is really what I wanted. I really wanted it just to be yellow and white to kind of go with my bee themed colors. I don't really want to add any words or any like pictures of bees or anything on there. I just kind of wanted it just to be yellow and white like little ceramic, and that was just a super easy way to get there. So we're just going to put this one over here. Okay, our next DIY, I found this great little wax warmer at Dollar Tree. It is yellow, the perfect color, and then it's got little bees all over it. The thing is that the bees are the same color as the wax warmer. They're yellow. So I'm just going to use a paint pen and kind of like draw all over, draw the little bee on there with some stripes and some wings, really to make that bee stand out and not like blend in so much to the wax warmer. And this is on a tier tray, so I'm not going to use it as a wax warmer. I'm basically going to use it just for decor, but I think it's really cute. Like the top of it kind of looks like a flower, so I thought this would be a cute addition to our little bee tier tray. So just trying to make that look the best that I can. A little bit of a freehand, but you can see like the template that you can paint on. So I think that's going to work well here on the second tier as well. It's just about the perfect height. And it's going to be a nice splash of yellow here. I did go ahead and put a little candle in there too. And we have another DIY. This one is one of those little signs from the Dollar Tree that have the little tile in it that can kind of pop out. It is kind of springy already, but I wanted to make this like a bee sign. I tried fingernail polish remover to try to remove what was on there, and no way, that thing was baked in. So that's okay. The back of it is white, and I can flip the tile around like that if needed. And so I'm just going to go ahead and decorate the plain side of it. Now, the frame is like a really light wood, but I kind of wanted to bring in some bee colors for our bee DIYs. So I am just going to use like a bright yellow color and paint the frame yellow just for fun. It's not like a real wood. It's kind of like a glossy, I'm not sure what this is made out of, but it was kind of hard to paint with like regular paint. So I am using a chalk paint to kind of make it a little bit stickier to stick to it so it doesn't come off. And now I am just measuring my tile. I am going to go to my computer in Cricut Design Space, and we're going to design a little sign for this. I thought would be really fun. And I'm using Dollar Tree black vinyl. This was kind of an experiment, and it worked okay. I just got like a simple picture of a bee on Cricut Design Space, and then wrote kind out with the skinny font that I got on defont.com. I also did another word there that we're going to be using a little bit later. And since I was cutting vinyl, I went ahead and did the whole thing. Now, this is the paper, transfer paper that I use for my Cricut vinyl. I get this on Amazon. It is in my shop as well. I absolutely love it. It works so well. And you'll see I'm going to try the Dollar Tree kind here in a minute. It did not work so well, but this one did. So I just did a simple image of a bee and the word kind for bee kind. So easy. And then I am just going to glue that back into the little tile frame, kind of like that. That way, like it has like the chunky frame on the front. I think that's really cute. And then since it is a tier tray, I was a little worried that you were going to be able to see like the spring sign on the back. It really wasn't going to go. So I'm just going to paint that white just to kind of give it like a white background. Always make sure projects look a little bit more finished when you take that extra step to finish the back. And it's a little short too, so I'm going to use that other spacer that we made, and then we can put the little bee kind on there where you can see it well. Okay, next DIY, check out this little bucket. I love these little buckets from the Dollar Tree. This one looks like a bee. The only thing I didn't like about it is that it was super glossy. And so I am just spraying it with a matte finish that I had just to try to tone down the glossiness. You could always use matte Mod Podge as well if the glossy bothers you too. Just me being a little extra. But I thought that this would be the perfect piece to display some napkins, because this tier tray is going on my kitchen table. So I just put some spring napkins in there. We have a little bee full of napkins. Okay, The next find, $3. I got this cute little vase at Dollar General, actually. And it was yellow and white. It really reminded me of the other yellow and white vase that we DIY'd from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to change the tag out by using the back. And remember, I cut another word earlier with the skinny font, and I'm just going to have it say buzz. And it kind of looks like a Ray Dunn font. Super easy. That is all it took on that. It was so easy. Just turn the tile over, put whatever word you want on there. The yellow and white and black are perfect for my bee theme. Okay, the next DIY, I found these great like hexagon shaped boxes from the Dollar Tree. They're actually bee boxes, but I want mine to be a little simpler. So I am gonna use like I think this is like goldenrod, like yellow. It's like a bright yellow chalk paint, and we're gonna go all over the inside and the outside of this one. These were like several different sizes together, and this size was gonna be perfect because what I want to make is a little tray for my salt and pepper shaker, because this is gonna be actually on my kitchen table, just like the napkins. I kind of needed something to hold that as well. So I thought we could do something really cute with this box because it looks like a honeycomb now that I've painted it yellow, right? Now it did take a couple coats of paint to kind of cover up that like bee design that was on there. And I also really have to focus on the inside as well because you're going to be able to see inside there. But what I want it to look is just like a giant honeycomb. Now I wanted to decorate it with cricket vinyl. So I went in and cut out a bunch of like bee like pictures and words. So we have like a little beehive. These were just things I found on Design Space. A little bee, a little honey pot and a dipper, and some like bee words like buzz, honey, sweet. I have 6 sides I need to decorate, so I wanted 6 things. So I thought 3 words, 3 pictures, and those that we did well. Now this is my experiment, my like probably one and only experiment with the Dollar Tree transfer vinyl. I hate it. It did not work well. It made this so much more challenging than it needed to be. Definitely the paper kind that I use from Amazon, I highly recommend. This stuff, not so much. I'm gonna speed this way up because this took me way longer than it needed to just to put a couple of words on with vinyl, and it took my paint off and it was dry. So it kind of annoyed the heck out of me, but I already had my vinyl that I had cut attached to it. So there was really like no going back once I started doing that, but it was like ripping my letters off, and it was just no good. So I'm trying to repair as I go along. I thought like every other one side will say a different word, like skipping one. And then the other 3 sides, I'm going to fill in with just little bee pictures. And I just use, the black vinyl for everything. So this one was the little bee. The same bee that we used on that little Be Kind sign. This one's a little honey pot with a little dipper, and this one's like a little honeycomb. Easy peasy. It turned out really cute once I got it on there, but wow. I know some of you have told me you had the same experience with this stuff. It is no joke. Don't use it. Some people have said that if you put it like on a cotton shirt or something first to make it not so sticky, it works way better, but I don't have the patience for it, honestly. So there is my little salt and pepper holder. It's so cute and perfect for a little bee tier tray for a kitchen. Fits perfectly down here next to that little buzz vase. Let me turn it a little bit so you can get a better look. Super cute. And then this was just a candle that I got at Dollar Tree, and I think I got it at Dollar Tree. It looks just kind of like a honeycomb to me, and I thought that would be perfect. So it's going to go down here on the bottom as well. And then our next DIY. I got this little jar at the Dollar Tree. It's kind of got like the ridged sides. I just had to take the little metal piece off that was on there, and I'm painting that same yellow color that we've been using for a lot of our DIYs today. Going over it several times to give that glass coverage because I want it to kind of look like like a yellow, like porcelain vase. I wanted to do something, you know, really springy, since this is a spring tier tray, but something that's going to go with my yellow bee theme. So I painted the whole thing yellow, and then these are the flowers that we're going to use to fill it up. I always like doing a flower arrangement on a tier tray. I always think they're really fun, and I thought these bright yellow flowers would be perfect for this. So I am just going to cut some of these down where they're short enough to fit in this, and we're just going to make a little flower pot. At the time, I didn't have any little tiny bees, but those little wooden bees that they have at the Dollar Tree would be perfect to kind of sit on some of the flowers, like they're actually landing on the flowers. That'd be super cute. So I got all my flowers cut down, and I am looking for a piece of foam. I'm just going to break down some Dollar Tree foam, something that's going to be small enough to fit in there so that I can poke all the little yellow flowers down inside. And I think we'll be able to use most of these, maybe not all of them. I'm just going to fill it until it looks full, maybe all but one. And then I just wanted like a little black touch to go with our yellow and black theme for the bumblebee. So I'm just going to use some of this black and white gingham ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree and just simply tie that around. Super cute. We're going to get like the bee colors. And I think it looks springy as well. I'm just going to kind of dovetail those a little bit to make it look a little nicer, and we have a cute little flower pot. So we're going to sit this down over here next to our little bee pot. Now comes the fun part. It's time to make a gnome. I'm going to do like a homemade from scratch sock gnome, and this guy, he turned out so cute. He was a lot of work, but he turned out really cute. So I'm gathering all my supplies from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to need to put this little bee gnome together. And let's get started with just a basic men's white sock from the Dollar Tree. I am going to go ahead and cut it at the ankle because I don't really need the rest of that. Now I need something to weigh it down with. You can use beans, rocks, whatever you want. I didn't really have anything, and so I had a little bit of OxyClean. That's what I'm using for the bottom of it, but it could be anything. I just needed something to make him not fall over. I fill up the rest with fluff just from an old pillow until I make a nice chunky little gnome, trying to make it big enough that I can use that little headband there, like the little bee wings are going to fit it nicely. So now I'm going to tie it off with just some Dollar Tree wire. Right there at the top, cinching it tight. And then I'm going to cut off the rest of the sock because we don't need any of that. So we have our little sock gnome body, but he needs a nose. So I used white for this very purpose because I need to give him a like flesh color nose. So I just pinch a nose, and then I use a Dollar Tree like little rubber band to go around that to make the nose stay in place. But I was a little worried, what happens if the little rubber band breaks? So once I have it on there like that, I do take some more of that wire from the floral department at Dollar Tree, and I do go around it with wire too, just because I want to make sure his cute little nose doesn't go anywhere. But you could also use like a tan color or some kind of a skin color sock for this, because you're going to be able to see his nose in the final project. I'm just going to use some of my bronzer and a blush brush and stain his little nose like a flesh color. So there's our little gnome nose. Now I want our gnome to have a black body, and so I picked up some men's black socks as well. Again, you're only going to need one of them. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off at the ankle because I don't need the rest of it. And then I am going to cover up his body with that. But I need to kind of cover up everything except for his nose, if you know what I mean. So I go in there with scissors and I try to cut like just a little opening in the sock just for his nose. And I don't really have to worry about the top of him because he's going to have a little gnome hat. So I kind of cut it, and I'm kind of like trying to figure out how I'm going to get this tight enough. I don't really want you to be able to see the white sock at all. I only use that for the nose color. And so I'm going to hot glue this side along there, and then I'm going to go back and hot glue the other side on there. So we have like a little black gnome with a little nose sticking out. I use some more of that Dollar Tree wire to cinch off the top of that sock as well, making sure I have that good and glued down. Now he's going to have lots of a beard and hat, so I'm not too worried about my hot glue mess at this point. But what I'm going to use for his beard is just one of these microfiber mops from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut off an end of it. That would be about the right length for a beard. I'm attaching that underneath his nose with some hot glue, and be prepared when you cut these little mop heads from the Dollar Tree. They do kind of make a mess. So I'm trying to clean that up a little bit, but I do want to get started on its hat. So I bought this little bee skirt from the toy department at Dollar Tree, and I thought we could use this little like tutu skirt to make a cute little bee hat for our gnome. So I don't really need the tulle. I'm going to kind of cut that off, but it does have this great like waistband that I thought we could take advantage of to tie off around his head to make a little hat. So I cut just a strip of the skirt. So I'm kind of cut it in half. And then I'm wrapping that waistband around where the brim of the hat would be. And then I'm going to tie that together in the back. It has like a little piece of elastic in it to kind of get us started on the hat shape, if you know what I mean. So I don't have it like formed into a triangle at this point, but I just kind of wanted to get the first part of the hat done. And I'm going to hot glue that down where his little nose sticks out. And one of you guys told me that these are not called gnomes, they're called gonks, which is really interesting. They said that the gonks, you can only see their nose, and like a gnome, you can see their whole face. So I thought that was really interesting, but I always call them gnomes. I know a lot of you do. So I kind of pull it tight towards the tip to kind of make a gnome-shaped hat. And then I'm using a rubber band to gather it together. Now, the only thing I have to do is I do hot glue it along that seam in the back. And then I wanted to attach a little white pom-pom to the end of his hat. So I had some with a string already on there. I think I got those at Target Dollar Spot. So I just tie that to the tip and then try to cut that down as short as I can, where I can use a little dot of hot glue to like make sure the tip is covered. So we have a little gnome hat. I think I lost the footage of me. Basically, all I did was hot glue that seam there in the back. Now I kind of need to clean them up a little bit. So I do cut a little bit more of that microfiber mop head to kind of go on the sides of his nose. Any area there that you can still see some of the existing sock or the black sock. So I give him kind of some side mustaches there to kind of fill that in a little bit. Now, I also got this headband from the toy department at Dollar Tree, and I wanted to use it for the cute little antennae that were on it, but also it has little wings on it, so I thought they would be perfect to make a little bee gnome. So I'm just using my scissors and trying to cut the little wire antennas off, and I have two, one for each side. I just cut a slit into his fabric to kind of slide that in, and I push that wire down into the sock to kind of make it sturdier. I don't really have to glue it or anything, and I do the same thing here on the other side. And our little guy has two antennae. I had you guys name him. I think a lot of you guys named this guy Buzz, which super cute name. And then I'm just going to cut off the wings on that headband as well, so we can give our little gnome bee wings. I thought that would be super cute. So I got those both cut down. I'm going to roll him over. See the mess that mop had made? And I am going to hot glue the little wings to the back of our little gnome, or gonk. And then I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. And he is coming together nicely. Gnomes can be a lot of work, but they're so much fun. They can turn out so cute. And everything on this guy, except for the pom-pom, I think, came from the Dollar Tree. Now, I was a little worried about the stiffness of his hat, but I'll show you how I fix that here in a minute, because as you can tell, it's pretty floppy at this point. But I wanted to give our little gnome arms, because I want him to hold something. And so I bought one of these little dolls from the toy department at Dollar Tree as well. And I'm going to be all crazy and cut the doll's arms off so that I can use them for my little gnome. They're the perfect size. I thought it would be easier than making them. They're already stuffed and everything. So I am just going to hot glue those, one on each side, like right underneath of his hat. That way our little gnome can hold something. He's not going to have any feet or anything. You wouldn't be able to see him anyway under that fluffy beard. And then to kind of cover up the top of the arms where I cut it, I do cut down some more of that microfiber mop head and make a little bit more beard. You can kind of cover all of your wrongs with beards on gnomes. And then I wanted him to hold this little honey dipper. This is the other honey dipper that I got from Amazon. And it's just the right size. I'm just going to hot glue that into his little hand. He kind of looks like a little bee fairy godmother or something like that. He's super cute with his little bee dipper. But again, I was a little worried about the hat and what I was going to do about that, because the fabric was just so glossy. And so I tried starch. I just had some starch that you use for like ironing, and I starched this hat. It did work. It was a little messy though, so if you're going to do this on your craft space, make sure you put something down. But it kind of took down some of the sheen, and it did give the fabric a little bit more stiffness, but then you also kind of have to wait for it to dry. Now, I did want like the hat to have like a brim. So that black sock that we used earlier for his body, I just cut off the very top lip, the elastic part, and to make a little strip that's going to cover that little sewn area where the elastic was that we used to tie it on. It's just going to make it look a little bit more finished. And secure that with hot glue. Now, I told you there was a lot of steps on this little guy, but he turned out really cute. Little Buzz, our little bee gnome, is ready for our tier tray. He's kind of the star of the show. Look how cute he is. He's so big and fluffy. He barely fit down here. But isn't he cute? I just love him. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope I gave you some great spring ideas for your tier tray. You guys know I love making tier trays, and I love sharing all of my ideas with you guys. And I love it when you guys get some great ideas for your tier tray as well. So this is how my bee tier tray turned out. Super cute, lots of tiers, lots of bee-themed projects. This would look great combined with my bee coffee bar, that video that I just did with my coffee buzz. And I think bee is great for spring. It can also be really good for summer as well for a theme. It's not going to go out of fashion as fast as something seasonal like for a holiday. But I think it turned out really cute from our like extra large bee skep there on top and all of our little bee DIYs. And I adore Buzz. He's probably my favorite gnome that I've ever made. He's super fluffy. He's super plump, but I love him. And the little hand-painted bees, I think those offer a nice touch as well. And I actually just found more of those at the toy aisle at my Dollar Tree. So look forward to some more new bee DIYs coming up with those. So much easier just to use the little bee toy than to kind of DIY your own bee. But lots of fun ideas. I did make this tray a couple of years ago here on my channel, and it's actually one of my most popular videos I ever did, so I wanted to include it in this bee tier tray DIY video because it's so cute. I didn't want you to miss it. Lots of fun ideas. Hey guys, I also wanted to let you guys know about memberships here on my channel. For $4.99 a month, you can get early ad-free access to my videos, and it's a quick, easy way for you to support me here on YouTube. Okay, are you ready for the final reveal? I have a final reveal of all of the bee DIYs that we did today, so sit back and enjoy. Be sure to comment below your favorite bee tier tray or bee DIY, or just come say hello in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and please subscribe. We're getting really close to 30,000 subscribers.
I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky, when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, bar with neon lights, talked about everything that was on our minds. Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder. I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky, when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, bar with neon lights, talked about everything that was on our minds. Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, be shy. I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder.
Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of my Crafty Beach Bum members for supporting my channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much to Karen O'Haron, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Carrie R., Tracy Knight, Nancy Wunner, Julie Miller, Tammy Coates, Janae Farrington, Pamelia Wren, Maria Grace, Donna Schreiner, Sandy C., and Iris Cornelius. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. It really means the world to me. And if you'd like more Dollar Tree DIYs, YouTube thinks that you might enjoy this video right here. Until then, happy crafting!